Corbin Carroll, how do you fix him?
Okay, this is a classic case. Like, I sit up at night. I'm a big body movement guy. I want to watch how you move on the field. I want to compare it to what you did when you were at your best. You can't go back further than 5 years. I think you get a little bit away from yourself. Everybody's evolving and changing. But this is a guy who's compensating for what I believe an injury that he's dealt with since 2021. He had to sit down in 2023 for a little bit with the shoulder injury, and I think he has gotten off to a slow start. A little panic starts to creep in. Torrey tries to take some pressure off him, moving him to the bottom of the order. But this is a guy that's good. I mean, this was runaway rookie of the year, one of the best players in the game last year. This was 286. This was 25. This was an OPS north of 860. So I want to dive in on him real quick because he impacts the game. If the D-backs are going right back to the World Series, he's got to get going. He is their best player when everything's going right. I know people can make the argument for Ketel Marte and maybe a Christian Walker, but he will be the difference maker. We had him out in Vegas with us, the All MLB Awards, and when he's going right, last year, Robert, he was stomping on balls. This is the wild card game. This is Dodger Stadium at night, and you see him kind of, these are not wall scrapers. Other way, Great American Airport right there, and he is launching. And then last July, he takes this elongated swing and his shoulder, you can tell, and it was something he dealt with in 2021, shut him down for the entire season. It almost like sublux is on him, like maybe a little slap tear with his labrum. He actually played the next day, but pause this. Bring up his numbers since that time. Okay, before July 6th of 23, plate appearances, he was hitting 292 with an OPS over 900. Weighted runs created plus of 148. Starting from that date, he still didn't drop off a cliff dramatically, but the numbers were down. Kind of going into this offseason, I don't know if it's compensation for the shoulder still bothering him. He had a full offseason to kind of prepare coming into 2024, but it just seems to me that guys are attacking him the way we were talking about Acuna yesterday. Elevated heaters, north-south, riding 95 plus. And I'm telling you, in today's game, the great superstars, the best hitters in the game, don't miss fastballs. I don't care how hard it is, especially 2023. Let's get back into the tape, all right? This was not a pitch that gave him any trouble last year. I played in Nats Park. To go oppo there, no problem. Top of the zone, 94. Tanner Howe, get off me. Opposite field. And this year, it's been a grind. 97 top of the zone from Feltner, jam. And you can see it on his face. He thinks he's on these baseballs. Dylan Cease, top of the zone. 97, by him. And it's written all over his face. So pause this. I want to take you through what I see. Whenever I was struggling or the players I played with, they would take you inside the video room and we're going side angle and we're going to compare it to when we were going right. So this is recently. Just run this super slow, okay? And he has a tendency to kind of mix and match. Pause. Now, to me, he's going to toe tap in this situation. He also gives the occasional leg kick, trying to get some timing. He goes back and forth with it. But this is not a guy who's really loading up into his lower half. So bring that back to the original start. And now go. Pause. Rudy Jaramillo always used to talk about there's a reason why you toe tap. There's a reason why you leg kick. You do it to get into your backside. Don't coast through it or it means nothing. And you're just going to be off your backside and exposed. Jammed. Now, run this. Pause. You think he's overstriding a little bit? He's getting ready to pull a trigger and his back foot's already off the ground. There's nothing that can happen productive from this spot. So now it's going to be a recoil on beat. Run it. Boom. Jammed. In comparison, bring me up 2023. Now let's get into it. Go. Pause. You think he's more stacked right here?
Oh, yeah.
Into his lower half? You think his hands are more connected and a little tighter? You
Look
think
at his
he's feeling
waist.
himself?
Yeah, look at his waist on the right. It's forward. It's more forward.
There's a lot of doubt in this setup. There's a lot of I'm struggling, maybe trying to compensate. I got to overstride for a shoulder that might be bothering me a little bit, instead of I'm completely confident. I am calibrated on the fastball. I am in perfect position to deliver a blow from a baseball. I always say to the kids at home, if you're gonna, I don't mean this literally, punch your brother, you're gonna get in your most powerful position to deliver that blow. You're gonna get here, boom, you're trying to destroy it, right? You're not just gonna kind of go through the motions and hit. So right here, run it slow. Pause. I mean, complete overstride there. He's a guy that gets out on his front side, there's no question, but he's still got his backside. Keep going.
Look at his chin, too.
Yep.
There's a difference in where they're placed as well.
Keep rolling. Pause. And he is attacking. We're going to get into this. He is attacking from a completely different position. He talks about what he does really well is he gets his forearm on plane with the baseball, but I think he has a tendency at times to forget that the top hand's got to play. Because if you get your forearm on plane and all you're thinking about is turning, I think sometimes you get that slicey, I don't have command playing with this part of the field. I almost get rotational instead of thinking gap to gap. I'd like to see him use his top hand a little bit more. Run it. So bring me up the numbers with the fast. There we go. Corbin Carroll splits versus elevated fastballs. Before the injury, 7-6, 13 for 39, 8 extra base hits. He can't get there. That screams to me, my shoulder's been bugging me a little bit, so I'm gonna reach a little bit more. I'm gonna try and create more and go get it, and it's working against him right now. Lowest average and slug percentage versus elevated fastball since July 6, 2023. It's obviously it's Corbin Carroll right now. So 2 things I would say if I was writing out a prescription. Number 1, classic overstride, right? We used to talk about, I was a toe tap guy. I almost wanted to replace. I tap and I want to replace back to my original spot. I never want to gain too much ground or I come off my backside. That would be number 1, you're overstriding. Number 2, I'd like to see you it's a feel versus real thing. I'd like to see you get your top hand more invested in your swing. I know you're worried about here, but I'd like to see this top hand keep you more gap to gap. And the third thing, Jim Thome came in 2017, I believe, and kind of fixed Lauren Shahadi's swing. Take a listen to this.
Because it's what we talked about in our segment. What I want you to do is I want you to preset the knob to the catcher.
Like this?
Yes.
What was I like before this?
You were kind of like right here. I want you to stay right there.
Oh my gosh, I feel turned around. Okay.
Homer.
Little
dead
better.
Center.
Little better.
That was better, Jim Thome.
Little better. Shoot.
Little better? That was a home run.
All right, I don't know if it was a home run, but I had never heard that before Jim Thome walked in this building with the presetting the knob to the catcher. That's one way to think about it. I would think a little bit more top hand. I just feel like he's getting this way and turny instead of this top hand delivering a blow to the baseball at the point of contact.